What is going on, traders? We're going to make this fast. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. Tomorrow looks bullish. Plain and simple. Looks really, really bullish. I will say that much. Now, if you don't know, tomorrow we have FOMC, and historically, the market does tend to run into these type of events: CPI, PPI, FOMC. We typically get bullish momentum heading into these type of events, and then sometime after we end up having some type of sell-off. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly what's going to happen, but it is a good thing to keep in mind if you are looking to trade into tomorrow or even the day after and so forth. So looking at the ES, aka the SPY, right now we are looking at an ascending triangle. If you don't know what an ascending triangle is, it is a bullish pattern, and we have higher lows, higher low here, higher low here, higher low here, and then you have a flat top. Now, the bullish or the ascending triangle is not yet confirmed until we break back above 52.57. We break back above 52.57, then you're pretty much back into price discovery mode at that point. Okay. And then you're looking at your psych levels 52.60, 52.70, so on and so forth. So be on the lookout for that. As far as downside goes, you just want to see these sellers, or not these sellers, but these buyers down here get stopped out of their positions, plain and simple. So 51.66, 51.44 are your main key levels to the downside. Your main level, and I've continued to say this over and over again, is that you want to see a break. If you are bearish, of course, you just want to see a break below 51.23. Okay. And after that, there is room for concern at that point. But as of now, again, things look very bullish. So be on the lookout for this potential break heading into tomorrow. Looking at the NASDAQ actually does look better than the ES right now. As you guys can see, we broke out of this falling wedge pattern. So things do look pretty good on the NASDAQ or the tech side of things. We have a bullish engulfing candle. We broke out. Very strong break here. So I will say that it does look bullish again heading into tomorrow. What I will say is that in my last video, I said that the NASDAQ can run to 18,400, and we got exactly that, like I believe the next day, right? But sellers immediately stepped back in and broke us back down into this pattern. So what you want to see happen, like I said in plenty of videos, is that wicks tell you where sellers and buyers are. And right now we have sellers in this wick right here at 18,400, 18,350, give or take. We break above these guys and we stop them out of their position, then we are definitely going to head higher. And your psych level is 18,500. You break above that, then chances are you're heading back towards this area up here at around 18,700, 18,800 range. Okay, so be on the lookout for that as far as the NASDAQ goes. As far as downside goes, 18K, pretty simple, 17,993 if you really want to be specific, but 18K is what I'm going to be looking at as far as downside goes. Until that happens, not really concerned about it because again, we broke out of this wedge pretty strong, bullish engulfing candle, so things do look pretty good on the tech side of the market. Okay. Let's go over Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin is pretty simple here. You just want to see a break below, if you're bearish, of course. You want to see a break below 62K. Until that happens, not really concerned about it. You break below 62K, you're looking at a move towards these guys down here at 59K. And if you're bullish, you're hoping that these buyers down here in this wick step in and bring Bitcoin back up. Okay. If you break below 59K, then chances are, or you break below 59K and hold, then chances are you're heading towards 50K. Okay. I will say Bitcoin is pretty oversold here, so I do expect somewhat of a bounce, but again, we have news tomorrow and that could affect how things go across even crypto. So be on the lookout for that. But again, 62K is your main level here on Bitcoin. Until Bitcoin breaks back above 69,200, then I'm not really concerned about it. I'm still overall bullish as far as long term goes. I think this thing is just going to rip in at least in the summertime. So just be on the lookout for Bitcoin. I'm trying to go over it more in my videos, and we'll see what happens from there. But again, 62K, 69,200 are your main key levels. You could say 70K as your psych level. SPY, SPY, pretty straightforward. You just want to see us break back above 520. Again, I mean, we never broke above 520, but you want to see that happen. We could say 518.5, but at that point, you're just pretty much looking at your psych level. So 520 would be the level that I'm looking at. You break above that, then you're pretty much in price discovery mode. 525, 530, so on and so forth. So you want to break back above this trend here on the SPY. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple there. As far as downside goes, you break back below 511, we'll say 510, then you're looking at a move towards 508, 507.5 range. So be on the lookout for that if you are looking to be bearish. What I will say is on unusual wells, we look at the SPY, a lot of puts came in. Okay, a lot of puts came in. 510 puts, 508, 507, which is most of them are just all the way down. The most out of the money plays are 507, 508. You got some at 505, but most of them are pretty much 507, which is the support level that we were just pretty much talking about. So heading into tomorrow, I would be cautious. A lot of these dates also changed. These were originally for March 20th, heading into tomorrow. So again, be cautious heading into tomorrow. I would say that much. I'm not looking to trade much tomorrow right now. I'm in Apple calls and Amazon puts. The Amazon puts are more so of a hedge. They're pretty much hedging against each other. Apple calls are all the way in April, and Amazon puts are for like next week. So just keep that in mind. But again, tomorrow, if we do just so happen to have some type of sell off or whatever the case may be, it could be a bear trap. Okay, we've seen bear traps continue to happen over and over. So be very cautious. Me personally, I'm just not touching anything. I think it's just going to be a scalper's market tomorrow morning, if anything. Triple Qs, same thing across the board. You just see tons of puts just flowing in right now. So be careful. If we do have some type of bearish side or bearish movement in the market or anything like that, just be very, very cautious. And just be aware that it could just simply be a trap. Okay, simple as that. Just could be a trap. But anyway, overall, as far as TA goes, things look really bullish, like I said before. But again, so if we open up bearish tomorrow, it could be a bear trap. Okay, I'm just simply saying, I'm just gonna say that much. It could be a bear trap. So I wouldn't be necessarily jumping for joy if we just so happen to break to the downside. Key levels on the SPY, I actually forgot to go over that, I believe. Your main, well, I did go over that, but your main key level is 514. I've said this in previous videos. We broke back above 514, so pretty bullish right now on the SPY. We break back below that, then you're looking at 511, 510, and then, like I said before, 507.5, 508. Again, you see on unusual wells that that's mainly the out of the money play for this week as far as the SPY goes. So be on the lookout for those key levels on the SPY. Triple Qs. So triple Qs actually looks a lot better than the SPY, just like how the Nasdaq looks a lot better than the ES. Triple Qs, we broke back into this range here. As you guys can see, we've continued to trade within this range, and we broke right back into it. But what I will say, we haven't broke above 440, so that is, I wouldn't jump for joy yet if I'm a bull. Okay, I wouldn't jump for joy. Again, things do look bullish, but this could easily be a trap just as well. Okay, so until we break back above 440, I wouldn't yet be comfortable here. Okay, we're in this range. This can easily just be a bull trap. So this is why I think it's important to just sit on your hands tomorrow and just see what exactly happens. If you really want to get technical here, as you guys can see, I mean, yeah, so it's a pretty tight range. I imagine news is probably going to be the reason we break out of here or really break deep into this, but otherwise, just be cautious. 440 is your key level here. After 440, then you're heading towards 445, and then previous highs once again. Uh, Below 436 is your key level here. You break below 436, you're looking at a move back towards 433. You break below 433, then chances are we're heading much lower. Okay, chances are we're heading back into the 20s, so 420s area. So be on the lookout for that. But for now, triple Qs looks good, but again, we we're back in this range, but 440 is your main level of concern that you want to look out for as far as being bullish, and 436 as far as potentially being bearish. Russell. So Russell, we took profit at around 199 on our plays. I don't know if I mentioned that we were in puts in the last video, but we took profit on this. Um, Looking at the monthly time frame on the Russell, I'm kind of glad I caught this. Um, we've continued to trade in this range. We finally broke out of it, and it looks like we're kind of retesting the top of this range on the monthly time frame. So that doesn't necessarily mean that the Russell's just going to go up immediately or anything. I've been bearish on this thing for a while, but right now, looking at the monthly, we could see more upside in the next few months or so. So be on the lookout as far as the Russell. Again, traded in this range, and we broke below 200 just to break right back above it. 200 is a very strong key level. So I will say that the Russell could pick up probably tomorrow, if not later, within the week or so. So be on the lookout for potential upside on the Russell. Key levels to look out for, again, 200 as far as the downside, and then you're looking at a break of 198. Okay, 198. As far as upside goes, 206. Until it breaks above 206, I'm not really interested in it. Right now, it's just constant. It's just been trading in this range over and over, so not too interested in the Russell right now until we start breaking some major levels. And I believe, okay, Apple. So Apple, we're in calls on Apple. I mean, Apple just looks really, really strong. Higher lows. We continue to make higher lows. And my price target right now, we're in 187.5 cost for April. But I do believe Apple can run to 195 given that we get either good news or Apple just decides to do the complete opposite. If the Nasdaq decides to be bearish, we're just counting on Apple to just do what it usually does or has been doing and go opposite of that. But right now, Apple looks like it wants to see more upside. Again, higher lows. We broke above this trend here, and we broke out of the supply and demand zone, 4 hour and daily supply and demand zone. So, looks really, really good on Apple as far as upside. What I would like to see as far as Apple goes is a break back above 177. We'll say 178 just to be safe, and then after that, you're looking at a move to 180. That's what I'm looking at as far as Apple. As far as downside goes, we rejected 173. If we break below 173, then we're pretty much looking at a move towards 170. It's really tight in this range. So 172. And the reason why I say is, hopefully you guys can see this. Actually, I just realized I'm so zoomed out. But as you guys can see, Bears and Bulls just were fighting in this area pretty much. So it's a really tough range. Again, I imagine news will have to make us break further down and just get rid of all of this action right here, all of this turbulence right here. So be on the lookout for that as far as Apple goes. Nvidia still in my calls, surprisingly, even though we dropped pretty heavy on Nvidia, but I'm still in my calls. 1220 calls. I don't know if I mentioned it last video. We're right now we're just trading in this range. So I imagine that I still think Nvidia is going to see 1K if not higher. I just think this thing is going to absolutely just demolish everything. So be on the lookout for that as far as Nvidia. Your key levels right now is still 870. And the main key level that I'm looking at as far as anything is 835. Until we get there, 835. After that, 823. Until we get back there, then there's nothing else to talk about here. Um, as far as upside goes, you just want to see a break back above 975, and after that, you're just selling straight to 1K. All right, and that's pretty much all I have. Actually, let's look at the SQs because I know someone's going to ask me about it. SQs still trading out. Oops, didn't mean to do that. SQ still trading outside this range, this wedge here. Not much to talk about here as far as the SQs. We break back in here, then it's safe to say that the market is pretty much going to rally higher. Your main key level is 10.8. 10.8 is your monthly support. You break back below that, then the market, chances are the market's ripping at that point. So that's really much. That's all I have. Okay, this time seriously, that's all I have. All right. So hopefully you guys got something out this video. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Whether you agree or disagree. Really appreciate the support, guys. And I will see you in the next video. Have a good one, traders.